And we're back for Game 2, Round 2 at the GPT Auckland, thanks to GUF Shepparton. Played just this Sunday gone. And we're, again, Jeskai tokens versus Asban Aggro, where Asban Aggro took out Game 1.
Yeah, pretty convincingly, actually. The Jeskai player really stumbled. Couldn't find a blue source, remained on 3 land for the entire game, drew all 4 raise the alarms, or kept a few. I actually missed the hand, but
ran into double Bile Blight.
Yeah, the issue, the problem card for really that deck, or one of them. What do you think of the sideboarding with this game too? Like, say for instance, the Jeskai list towards the Upzone.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what's in the sideboard, but I think what you're doing is you're just bringing in a little bit more control, something to stop those turn 4 plays with the Siege Rhinos and the Wingmate Rocks, buying yourself a little more time after. Protecting your tokens, protecting your guys.
So, namely, Disdainful Stroke and I don't even know what else.
Disdainful Stroke will be the main one.
Yeah, and maybe it's hard to play Anger, I suppose, in these decks. Maybe a copy or 2 of End Hostilities.
Well, End Hostilities can really hurt you more than your opponent.
It's actually my housemate actually plays this list a little bit, and I've actually found that boarding against it it's kind of good, because it gets put into a position where it doesn't really have much room to move. Lists like Mardu, they can board into control. Upzone can keep their 3 toughness creatures, and like things like Rakshasa, Death Dealer, and they're very potent threats, whereas cards like Hordling Outburst, Raise the Alarm, they're very core, very shell to this list, and to take them all out, there's not many answers to take back in.
It's a very tight list as it is.
Yeah, that's right. There's not much room for movement. I would presume.
And you already know your opponent's playing Bile Blight.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You really have to meta, I suppose, for Bile Blight in these lists and be able to move. We can already see a Hordling Outburst copy in Zach's hand,
and we've got all 3 colours already.
Not the double red for the Outburst, though.
No, but you've got the white.
You've got Jeskai Ascendancy, but you missed that, so obviously didn't have it in hand.
And now would be a great time to throw that down, because the board's free, there's no pressure.
Yeah, that's really where he wanted it. He really wanted Ascendancy there.
Yeah. Now, what's that card? There's a bit of glare on that one.
That's the second Battlefield Forge, so the red-white pain.
So he does have the double red now if he really wants it. He'd have to take 2 damage.
Maybe a Chandra, a Pyromaster, or something of the latter. It's quite good in these lists. Provides a bit of card advantage at that. I know a few people play, a few people don't. Obviously, nothing taking a very defensive stance, or maybe just not having any plays. We did see the Hordling Outburst in his hand, though, so interesting he didn't go for that.
Well, I think there's an island in there as well, another one of those unhinged ones.
Yeah, very pretty.
One on the battlefield and 1 in hand.
Here comes Old Faithful.
We've got 3 mana tapped on Casey's side.
He did crack the Windswept Heath, so I think he's just skipping a little bit here, and this is going to get.
So it's crack the Windswept Heath, put out the Rhino, and then find the land.
So just skipping a little bit there.
And there's our Disdainful Stroke that we were talking about earlier, coming out and just protecting the board from those massive 4 and 5 drops that the Asban deck can easily come out with. Which is a great one to counter, buying him time, doesn't have to worry about the life loss or the 5/4 body.
I think the issue that, I don't necessarily have an issue with the play, because you didn't have the double red for the Hordling Outburst the turn before, which he would have loved, and obviously not having the Jeskai Ascendancy, is sure, Disdainful Stroking the Siege Rhino is like the best play that he can do there, and that's obviously what he was metering towards, but he has no board. He can't beat down. He wants to be ahead at this stage. If he's kept his Hordling Outburst in, which as we see takes 2 to play right now, he wanted this down on turn 3. He wanted this coming in and putting pressure on the board so that Disdainful Stroke actually gets a little bit more value. Sure, he's got a resolved Hordling Outburst now, but...
Well, he does also have the 2 mana representing another counterspell as well.
That's actually quite good.
So yes, he's taken the 2, gone to 17, which is almost the 3 that he would have taken from the Rhino coming into play.
Yeah. There's the second, the first Bile-Blight for round 2. I'm going to clean up these tokens.
Now the Disdainful Stroke can't really hit that.
It's Bile-Blight is a problem. It's a problem for this deck.
So it's on the stack at the moment. We're just waiting for a response. The response is to put the tokens into the graveyard and then make them not exist, obviously, because they're not real creatures.
Yeah, it's back and forth.
Does he come out with the Fleece Mane now? No?
No.
Just passes the turn.
It looks like he has Death Dealer there.
Death Dealer, another Rhino.
Couldn't play that. Couldn't play the Death Dealer.
I
Who is
think
Titan's of lands.
Double Wingmate Rock.
It looks like that. Yeah.
So he's certainly got enough gas.
Wingmate Rock is also a problem for this list. It just a lot of the creatures are, to be honest. These really high quality creatures, their strength and toughness ratios are just very tough. Looks like we're going to see
a Dig Through Time.
No, that's got to be the SS Treasure Cruise going on a trip.
Well, it's a good time to play it. The board is very clean. There's no pressure on him. He's still on 17 life. He doesn't really care about the other person's life at this point in time. So they could be on as much as they want to, because when the Ascendancy deck gets up and running, it can plough through amazing amounts of damage.
You see a
Lightning Strike.
Another Disdainful Stroke, maybe. Another blue card. Is a Disdainful Stroke or a Treasure Cruise? A second Disdainful Stroke would be really nice here.
And we've just got the cord of the camera in the way, so they've just politely sort of pinned that back. Thanks very much, boys.
We'll blame Wayne for that one. Shout out, Wayne. For no particular reason.
Well, Wayne, the other half of MTG Grinders, produces articles and a lot of the MTGO content that you see on the Facebook page. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the Facebook page, you can certainly do that. You can subscribe to our WordPress as well, or our YouTube channel, or get us on mtggrinders@gmail.com.
Get around it, guys.
There we go, quick plug for ourselves.
There we go.
And we're coming out with, back to the match now, we're coming out with the Siege Rhino 20-14.
Another big problem, but the Treasure Cruise should offer an answer to this. Card advantage, land advantage. He's looking pretty good right now. I like where he's at. He's
certainly got the mana to explode out of the blocks.
Do whatever he wants.
He just needs to find that ascendancy, and we've just walked away from the table for a second, possibly to ask the judge a question away from the table.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. Could be a toilet break, we're not entirely sure.
What we do with a lot of these matches, just to, I suppose, fill in the time, is we record them obviously live at the tournament, and then we overdub the commentary later on in the safety of our home, well away from the volatile Magic players that mightn't like our commentary.
Yeah. If you don't like it, keep it yourself. We appreciate all positive feedback.
Constructive criticism.
There's a Glare of Heresy. There's a nice sideboard card for the Just Guy.
Excellent. So we've definitely seen, and that's a fantastic card against the Siege Rhino. Also, the Asban deck doesn't have any protection against Glare of Heresy.
Yeah, not unless they're tilted towards it, which I'm not sure why they would be.
They're not running God's Willing, or they're not in blue.
No.
So Glare of Heresy is a great sideboard card. Also helps against other decks like Blue-White Heroic.
Mardu as well.
And Mardu, yeah.
It's very strong at the moment. It does. Other Elspeth decks, like Wingmate Rock, there's an answer to the Wingmate Rock as well. Obviously only gets the one bird, but very strong card right now.
And we're going to 13, possibly for another Outburst.
I believe so. There it is.
There we go, another Outburst, and hopefully there's no Bile Blight this time to ruin the party.
It's a triple Wingmate Rock hand though, so the parties in the hand are not on the field, unfortunately, for Casey over here.
And he's stuck on 4 mana.
He's in trouble. He's in a bit of strife right now. He needs a bit of help.
So do you play the one wingmate rock as just a dude to get out and to hobefully accelerate the other ones into so you get the extra token?
I believe you have to. If you're pushed into it, you obviously you have to do it.
Or do you play the death dealer that's in his hands?
I don't think he can.
Which he sort of has to because he's stuck on 4 mana.
He doesn't have a choice. This is not what he wants to be doing. Obviously, missing land drops. This is he's turn 7, so it's pretty crucial to like land drop misses and exactly what the Jeskai, well, not really needs but really wanted. It's kind of an unspoken thing in Magic. Like, you never want your opponent to miss land drops. You never want them to be, and you never want to be that guy. But
you sort of have to take notice of when they do miss land drops because that gives you a lot of information on what cards they can and can't play. And obviously Casey's got the issue here where he's stuck on 4. And so, things like Wingmate Rock are just well and truly out of the question.
That's right.
So we've cracked the fetch, gone to 12.
Casey's land's also a little bit awkward with this Death Dealer. Only having access to 1 green means that this is just a bear.
It's just a 2/2,
and it invites that lightning strike from Zach's hand.
And he's holding it, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm very surprised if it doesn't come down very quickly and just remove this Death Dealer.
Well, there's a lightning strike in hand. I can see another treasure cruise as well.
So he can strike and cruise this turn if he wants to.
So strike will give him 5. Treasure cruise is 1 and 7. Is that right?
7.
So you'd have to pay 3 for the treasure cruise.
Yeah, you could pay 3, maybe potentially find a disdainful stroke from the cruise if he chooses to go that route.
And you could get another land
make
as well.
a land drop and still have disdainful stroke.
So if you treasure cruise for 3, you leave the blue open?
Yes, probably. If that's the line he's looking at, I mean, he might have a few more things going on, but
looking at this board state at the moment, you're definitely in the basket of the Jeskai deck at this point in time.
Absolutely.
And at least until Casey gets a 5th land.
Yeah, well, he just can't develop his board. He can't do anything. He's just locked out from his land. Not access to double green as well can potentially hurt. Is it double green? Just 1 forest and 1 black source. So yeah, he's in a little bit of strife. The Siege Rhino, that's...
That'll buy him a little more time, but no, here we go.
There's a disdainful stroke, so...
In from the sideboard again, we believe.
It's things are looking good.
And we're going to have a quick count of the graveyard here. We've got 6, I think. 6, it means that Treasure Cruise costs 2.
Yeah, and he's looking good. The Jeskai players, he's on top right now. He's in front. And he's just going to try and run away with this.
It's pretty much where he wants to be.
It's where every deck wants to be.
2 for a Treasure Cruise at this point in time is not terrible by any means. Picking up 3 cards, having 4 mana open, you can attack with the goblins for another 3, putting him down to 14.
He's looking pretty good. Like, no one was ever unhappy to draw 3 cards for 2.
Yeah.
At any stage of a game. Never played with Ancestral Recall myself, but I've seen it cast a few times, and I know a lot of people complain and love it. So.
Yep. I was reading an Alter site earlier today, and someone repaired a Time Twister, and the only comment was, "Too bad you couldn't make the card better." And I'm like, "It's Time Twister."
It's worth a considerable amount of money. That probably states that it's good enough. There's a Hushwing Griff, potentially out of the sideboard for Zach. That's an interesting one.
Now that'll stop the Siege Rhino life gain, the Wingmate Rock.
Yes.
Extra token. So that hurts a lot. Plus, it can just come out now.
It provides a bit of pressure. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely strong in the terms of being on the play. I think being able to be ahead on maybe hitting your land drops, being able to hold that mana open, kind of acts as like a bad disdainful stroke in a way, where they still get the body but they don't get the trigger.
Even on the play, it's not terrible because Siege Rhino is a 4-drop.
Oh, sure.
And the Hushwing Griff is a 3, so you can certainly flash it into play as a response to them casting the Siege Rhino to at least stop the life gain.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Casey Deshué, the Drowning Sorrow. I did see this later on in the day against my match, and it was Yeah, it's a good card. It
Well,
does
he's
a lot of work.
certainly got to come out with it, and let's see if there's a counterspell at all to stop this from the Treasure Cruise.
Some Jeskai lists do play negate. I wouldn't be surprised to see it here, but
Does the Jeskai Charm have any counterspell in it?
no.
No?
I don't believe so. Lifelink 4 to the face, is it? 1/1 lifelink 4 to the face and return a creature to your the top of its library. So
And there's a Huswing Griff coming out just to, I suppose, just keep the pressure on.
yeah, he's just looking to win. He just needs to win. I mean, obviously, pretty open statement, but he can smell it. His opponent's still caught on 4 land, and is he caught on 4 land? I believe so.
Yeah, he's still caught on 4 land.
So he did have double black. Oh, my apologies. I thought they only had 1.
So Jeskai Charm, put target creature on top of its library, 4 to the face, or +1/+1, and your creatures get lifelink.
Pretty solid in this list. Rebel Master, he's a good guy. Quite a fan of that dude.
Yes, Double Rebel Master often leads to the end of games.
Yep, he's very quick.
I've been on the opposite end of that quite a lot.
Is that a Temple of Melody? Yeah, it was a Temple of Melody. Not what he wanted.
Unfortunately, it comes into play tapped.
Yeah, he might just be dead. He's sitting at 10. Triple Wingmate Rock is just staring at him, waiting for him to play them. But he might be dead by the time this comes out.
Is 3 Wingmate Rocks too much to play in a deck, or is it about right?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure a lot of Abzan lists have access to 4. It's certainly strong in the list, and it's also very strong against these particular lists. 4 toughness demands a pretty good response, and being able to add, so getting that on the trigger, being able to add 6 power, 8 toughness in the form of 2 bodies on the board.
Now I think we've got a murderous cut here. So exiling 4 with the 1 black. This is the cut on the Rabble Master, so that's going to buy him a few more turns as well, unless there's a counterspell of some sort to back that up. But I don't believe I can see one in his hand.
He's going for a stoke.
Going for a stoke to speed up the game here.
I like this. This is good. This is tight. I like this.
So that'll put him down to 6. He can attack for another 3. So it puts him on a 2-turn clock, which is not terrible.
I believe he did. Did he still have that lightning strike Amelia, or did he use that on the Death Dealer?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, because I say he's got lethal if that lightning strike's still in his hand.
And he's certainly playing it very carefully.
He's played it well. It just begs the question.
I mean, if he had a Jeskai Charm, that'd just be 4 to the face.
If he has any form of burn, Casey's just dead.
So that put Casey to 3.
Obviously doesn't have it. No, Cisco.
Nope. And now we've got 5 mana.
We have a Sorin. It's
Sorin can make a vampire.
yeah, sure. I think the Wingmate Rock's the right way to go, though. He needs to get them out.
And let's
Can he hold down? Oh, the third disdainful stroke. No,
that's
that
a killer.
probably does it.
Yep. Casey goes into the scoop phase, and we'll be back apparently for round 3.